So how open a no-resident bank account in Brazil? A CND. Let me explain this to you in a simple way. Since January 1st, 2025, Brazil has a new rules for no-resident bank account. My name is Pontes Vieira. I'm a Brazilian lawyer. So this change came from Joint Resolution number 13, 2024, issued by the Central Bank of Brazil and the Brazilian Security and Exchange Commission, the CVM. So what's mean in practice is very important. Brazil has made it easier for no resident to open and use a bank account in the country. That account is called CND, Conta de Não Residente. So if you live outside Brazil or you have a foreign company, this matter is for you, because you can have a clear and more modern legal path to open a bank account in Brazil. This is especially good for expatriate, international investor, and some case for foreign companies. So what is a CNG? CNG is a Brazilian bank account in Brazilian reais. Yes, in Brazilian reais. And you can use even you don't have a tax residency. In fact, you can't use if you are tax residency in Brazil. If you have a tax residency in Brazil, of course you can open another common type of bank account. So with a CNG, you can receive money in reais, pay do the PIX, pay different expenses. You can buy something, use a different way of payment, so you can invest directly in the financial assets and security in Brazil. It is important because you can also invest directly in the financial assets and security in Brazil. In the past, it was possible when you are using no resident bank account, but nowadays it's really easy, and the banks that give you these possibilities give you the different assets to invest, the financial investment in Brazil. So you can have this opportunity. So you can manage your assets and investments in Brazil with a few legal obstacles. Okay, so if you think about the CNG is basically a Brazil version of a no-resident bank account, like one of people already know in the other international financial centers. Okay, before 2025, it was possible to use open a bank account for non-residents, but as I said before, it was much more difficult. The system was really more bureaucratic, and in many cases you needed a legal representative here. There were also electronic registration to RDE and the foreign exchange operation. So now the new rules have simplified all this framework. So first, there is less mandatory foreign exchange in certain situations. Of course, depends on the type of operation, because if you need to transfer the amount, will be necessary to do a normal and traditional way to do exchange operation, to exchange your dollar, to exchange your euros to Brazilian reais. So not need a legal representative, and you can use and do some direct investment through CNG itself. So it's interesting because, for example, you want to buy a real estate in Brazil. So before, without a no resident bank account, it was necessary to do the transfer to the seller, and it was necessary to wait 2 days to arrive and his bank account. It was more complicated to operate and buy real estate in Brazil. After this facility, you can open a non-resident bank account. After that, transfer your money to your non-residency bank account, and then do a sample transfer to the seller. In a few seconds after the transfer, the money will be in the seller bank account. So it's really easy to and really helpful to do this kind of operation. Okay. If this video help you, share it with someone, and if you want, follow along, because I will keep you explaining Brazilian real estate law in a way that's simple, clear, and useful way. So see you in the next video. Thank you.